Hi guys, welcome again. We're going to learn about HTML classes and IDs in this tutorial. So HTML classes and IDs are very important elements when it comes to CSS more than HTML, which is styling. So what the HTML class attribute is used simply to specify a class for an HTML element. So an example here is the city is given a class. So let's see how it works. So if you can see here, this is the usual HTML syntax, and here you go the style, which is the CSS part of this web page. So here you could see every div tag has the class called city, and here in styling you see a dot to signify it's a class, and the same styling is applied for all the classes. So let's create a new city called Colombo. So H2 Colombo. Colombo is the capital of Sri Lanka. The only difference I'm going to do is I'm going to take away this class tag. See what happens. So you see Colombo is just created here, but the style is not applied. Why? Because it's not classified under the class city. So let me now add div class is city, and now let me run it again, and now see the style is applied. Let's say we decide we don't want this color, we want maybe the font color to be black, so we just change black here and run it. You see it applies for all the city classes all at once. So that's a easier way of doing CSS. Again, just to remember, this is the second type of CSS which we did in a previous tutorial. This is the internal CSS, which is not inline. It's not defined inline, neither is it defined in an external file. So this is internal CSS. So let's learn about ID as well. ID is attributes used to specify a unique ID for an element. So let's see how this works. So here we see the ID for the h1 tag is given as my header, and again the style is defined for this ID, and the only difference here is the ID is used by the hash mark. So let me do a small change. Let me add another ID, and let me run. So again, as you see, no style is applied because the ID cornerstone is available, but there is no styling available for this ID. So let me add my styling for that. Hash, because it is an ID, open and close curly brackets, and let me say background color tomato, color of the font is white, and that's all. And let me run, and there you go. So here you see the ID cornerstone is applied this style. Let me do a mix as well. Let me bring in the cities from the previous one. So let me just copy Colombo. Let me paste it underneath here. Let me run it. As you see, there's no style applied for this. Let me now bring this style, get copy, paste it here, and let me run it, and now you see the style is applied. CSS is case sensitive, so if I make this cornerstone with simple C, then you see the style is not going to apply. So make sure you get your spellings right and use names that you are comfortable with and are unique across the web page. So main thing to remember is class is for a specific group of elements, for example a city, country, a province, or any type of product which can be classified as one. An ID is used for a specific element, which is a unique ID for your entire HTML website itself. So hope that was useful, and so now you could apply styles depending on the class or the ID of HTML element. See you soon.